hear ya. Especially these days. Especially these days, it's going fast.
Yep.
On to
Because taxes,
Just
because of taxes.
and other things.
Taxes, like
Groceries.
they raised up the business in Arnold, or they're gonna go to a meeting, they raised them up, $15.
You're building commercial.
It's on.
Well, at least they kept the air on for us, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, if it passed anything out over on the.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That
But
is, you
you
can't.
know what? We moved here, place we moved here from, the taxes were it was insanity and the money was never being spent right. So, I mean, it was like,
This is the whole problem, is we just continue to. Like rock, they spent all those $9,000 on it. So, play area for kids that we're not even using the one for multi-millions of dollars. What for?
a lot of kids on the government, I suppose. I don't know.
No, I have never seen a park run because they can't get into it because parks did.
So that was in
In
Rochester.
Rochester, they use the 1% of their building, well, then they want to put the field house up and all this stuff.
Now you live in
I
Rochester.
feel the taxes.
Mayo, they made
Mail don't, mail.
859 million or
They take
something.
money in. Mail takes money in, on
Yeah, but
nonprofit.
they might be nonprofit, but they listed 800 some million this first quarter in profit.
Wow. We're
Yeah.
gonna tear down a building and rebuild it. So they will have a zero profit.
I see. So we spend it. That's great margins though. I mean,
800 million, is that what it said?
yeah, 800 million in the first quarter.
My department nets 14 million a month.
What's your department?
Technology.
Wow.
They
So
just,
it's just one section of one.
One time, we pay for majority of the existence of like family there, family medicine. Is that usually
Okay.
the negative?
they just got a $75 million, another $75 million donation.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, for Florida.
But you know,
Just saying, it just,
There's somebody who got their life
Yeah,
saved there. If I had
cancer.
millions of dollars, it would be an easy thing to want to give to,
yeah,
because
I'm not.
not everywhere can you get that. But
Florida Mayo is not Rochester Mayo.
All right, we'll go ahead and start. This is our monthly
Equivalent.
oh, heavens no.
EDA meeting, so it's 5:30, Tuesday, May 26th. Roll call, Ryland, Daniel,
Here.
Kathy,
Here,
Carl,
Here.
and Jan.
Here.
So we have a. I thought we were having. I don't think Laura, no. Kurt's on vacation, so there is a lady, another CETA representative. First name is Laura. Have her last name here. Wally. This is her last name. So did not hear anything from her today, so I'm not sure. All right, we'll go ahead with our agenda. Did everybody see the packet as far as the monthly minutes? The May meeting, okay. So I'll make a motion, we approve this agenda.
Second.
Favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Regular meeting notes of April 21st. Make a motion, we approve those.
second.
Any comments from when you did read them? They looked okay. Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearings. So old business, so. In the packet was, copies of the logo that has been. The logo, the color logo with the offsetting sun was the number one choice.
Good.
And the black and white also with the offsetting sun. And then the card. I have the business card used like green and blue. Green River. I have a copy of it here. So I think what from Wendy, I guess there's a couple things that we just on the card, or the tagline was
Green traditions with tomorrow, is that what you're looking for, right here?
yeah, what was the tagline on it? Tradition,
Building traditions with tomorrow, that's what I have on my phone. Is that it?
yeah, building tradition with tomorrow. So I thought it'd be good if that could be, I mean, this logo has some places, but if we could just add the tagline underneath this one here.
Now, how was that tagline, figured out? How did they come up with that?
There was a voting. We had 30-some suggestions. And you didn't see these?
Well, I was here and we did our suggesting thing, but I didn't know how we got it down to one. Did I
Yeah, there
miss
was
something?
an email string to about 11 or 15 people that was on that balloting.
On that committee. That's probably why I missed it, because I'm
Yeah.
not on that actual committee. It's no big deal. I just
Yeah,
wondered.
no, that's probably why, yeah.
Yeah.
Guess I didn't look at the list close enough to think if the all the EDA members were on it. Were you, Carl, or?
So I was, I finally wrote her back, they were trying to do some voting, and as I mentioned this last time, I wasn't getting anything other than the email saying. Here, and when she said the last one, she said, well, about voting, I finally wrote Whitney back, I said, I haven't been getting anything, you've been sending me the email. But I haven't been getting the pictures, nor have I been getting all
Yeah,
these things that come up. I have never gotten those on my, because they were
You
doing
were on
anything
the
that way.
committee.
And I was on the committee, I was getting, that's the only reason I ended up with these two, is I finally said to her,
Yeah,
I haven't been getting anything, so. I'm on the committee, how can I vote on anything when I don't see anything, and then she sent me those, things like that, and I said, well, okay, I'll go with this one. But that's the first time I had seen the finish, or what they were coming down to.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was saying here, the last EDA meeting, I really don't like these Zoom meetings. I'd really like to be able to have them come here so that we could see it. It's over and done now, but that's why the Zoom didn't work for me, because I wasn't getting. And then I tried to log in on the Zoom where it was, and I wasn't getting the login to even log in to get into the Zoom meetings.
So I did see the emails. I thought it was just within, it looked like it was just within the EDA group here. And I shared a few of my comments in there. I don't know if anybody else saw that. My vote was for bridging community, but I don't really care what the words are. I just usually, being on other boards, and when the strategic plans are developed and taglines are developed, I'm the guy who's always questioning what kind of actions are backing up the pretty words that we choose, so. That's all. How are we gonna build tradition with tomorrow would be my question. Or show evidence of that.
Well, I think that's.
It's a tagline,
Yeah.
make some t-shirts out of it.
Some, the
What's the
bridging,
tradition?
Yeah.
If you ask that question, I just off the top of my head, bridging traditions with tomorrow is one of the big things is asking the community when new things come along, that you're open.
Yeah.
That you're open and transparent, and you allow the community to say, we're moving tomorrow, how do we want to get to tomorrow? and having their input. So if you were to ask me that, I'd say we're allowing the community ways to have input, because they have had it in the past, tradition to have input. You know, how will this affect anything we do? If we do any of our gold rush or any other things that you do, if we try to do something different, how does that bridge the tradition? That's just in my head.
No, we're not bridging, we're building. We're not bridging tradition with tomorrow, we're building tradition with tomorrow.
Okay,
It says bridging.
Oh, it does?
Bridging tradition?
Bridging.
Oh, I thought you said building.
I heard building, but it's bridging. Bridging's fantastic. We have
Yeah,
the bridge and it's the logo.
But I was saying,
Great.
that's what I meant, bridging.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Well, I say when you say bridging, that's what I was saying is how you do that. And
Yeah,
I
that's
had,
when our-
when you asked that question.
Yeah.
I was trying to respond.
And then
That's perfect.
my last thoughts are, and then I'll be quiet here, looking back with that, I think I offered it in my email as well. I'm happy to meet with the owners of the recent establishments here in Orinoco. And if we have some generic questions that want to gather some information on how we're doing, I'm happy to do that.
I think we should. So this is what's gonna happen now. I believe this is the right thing. It will come to council on June the 16th. For the official approval. This is our recommendation, I guess, from EDA and from Whitney. I don't know if she's planning on being there at the meeting. We can request that to kind of answer some of your questions. About the tagline, the background, what her thoughts are. I see our comprehensive plan reflecting on that, how we grow. Is what a comprehensive plan is. The plan we have now in place is 2006. And it's all predicated on the sewer project. If the sewer project, the growth will occur. Of course, we have it. We're seeing that growth. But at the same time, we also need to look forward to hospital, housing.
I think once you said bridging, it became a whole different story for me. I just thought how do you build tradition with tomorrow? But then as soon as you clarified that it was bridging,
Bridging.
well, that makes perfect sense because you got the bridge.
Yeah, it just
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't.
not filling the gap, but
Yeah.
reaching out to the next years.
Absolutely.
So what you're talking about, Carl, is something that, and we can talk about this with Kurt, because he is visiting all these businesses.
Cool.
That was one of his goals early on, was to touch base with all the businesses. I don't think he's done all of them yet, but he has been reaching out to those, so, we can. If he's done it this year or not, last year he did some of them, but we can sure bring that up the next week's or next month's meeting, just a status of
I
that
get some feedback on what
feedback, yeah.
people are talking.
Feedback and data and
Yeah,
all in an effort to learn and grow and improve. So, yeah,
we can bridge tradition with tomorrow.
that's right.
I think, in addition to what Kurt's doing, I think it would be great to have representation from somebody from the EDA committee to just follow up with those, just casual conversations with people. If I'm a business owner and I know when I've developed businesses, it's been nice to have economic development take an interest in what I'm doing and help. And they may not help in any specific way, but just their knowledge and they might know something that I don't as a business owner.
I totally agree. It's important that they're aware of it.
Yeah.
So let's have that conversation with Kurt at the next meeting, so. Okay, I'll make sure that's in the minutes. Okay, EDA Development River Park Outlet A. So we just recently, City Council received a attorney-client privilege letter from Mike Flaherty, our city attorney. And so, they've been spending a lot of time from a legal perspective, the way the development agreements were written, what it means, what it doesn't mean, what we can do with it, the risk of doing something with it, that maybe the development agreement can specifically say it should stay parkland, can't do something. So that'll be discussed at our June 16th meeting from a legal perspective of which direction the council wants the city to go on that. So we'll hear more about that after the council meeting in June. So
Second June meeting,
what's that?
the second June meeting, 16th, right?
The 16th, right? Not the June
Not
3rd.
the
meeting.
third,
June,
16th,
yeah, the June 3rd meeting was canceled, right?
officially, or didn't, okay. I don't know that I saw that, I thought I got, just things got cut from the agenda, but.
What do you think of that for a second? Got so many meetings floating around here. Because we have a meeting on, we have a June, I'm just talking out loud, we have a June 9th public hearing. It's a phase 1B, kind of, it's a water and sewer night, so we're having a phase 1B open information meeting. Then we're gonna have a public hearing. This is to approve the public facility plan, which is the first step of going to the design and down the road. So Stan Tech, Joe Palin and his staff have put together this facility plan for phase 1B. So it starts to lay out some of the cost, some of the plans, how it's going to connect everything that's on that map there, the phase 1B in the yellow, and all the different sections. So that'll be discussed in a public hearing, and council will approve the facility plan. So that will be sent to MPCA, and they can start reviewing our plan and start giving us some feedback. Yeah, there's some different options. We get it. You get look at the very top, those areas, A1, A2, A3. There's some discussions that'll have to happen because there's so few parcels up there, and there's a long distance between them. And whether or not they're included in this phase or further down the road, but those discussions will be part of the public information meeting. So if you're interested in hearing about that, it's at 5:30 on June the 9th, from 5:30 to 6:30. And I think it'd be good for all EDA people to hear that. And then there'll be a public hearing before the council, and council will take action after that public hearing that evening.
So last we talked, Ryland, you and I, about reaching out to Majestic Homes and Paul Meyer and various builders. We determined the first question to be asked was the permissibility of actually built. Is that all checked off and that's all good to go? You found out it's a
I'd say
viable.
no, just because of this attorney-client privilege, neglect, all the different options that we'll be discussing. So there's options of, like we discussed, city doing it or developer. Each one of those has certain not complications, but issues that need to be worked out. So
Yeah, nothing's been.
right now, I would say that's not.
Nothing's
not up for
determined
discussion.
until we can we've got to do a meeting on it with the attorney. And then we can discuss it more.
Got it. So the yes or no answer to the question, can the land be built on? Has that been determined?
Currently undecided.
That's the discussion.
Got it. Okay,
That's what they're gonna.
So we just hold off.
Sounds
a bit
good.
Longer. Till,
Great.
And we're talking about river.
The drain field in River
Yeah.
Park, yeah. 8 acres, I think it is.
Yeah, it's not,
8 acres. Okay.
it's just subject
So
to.
yeah, I would hold off. Any-
Sorry.
I just would hold off on any discussions with those.
Okay, very good. Yep.
All good questions, but we need to go through the process, so from a legal standpoint. You want to look at the community calendar, make sure that it's a June 3rd on the calendar.
It is.
It
June
is.
3rd still on the calendar. We have June 9th. ERC, then phase 1B sewer water improvements. then a special council meeting for the 9th, then the 16th.
Maybe the June
Is
third,
our regular council
the
meeting.
June 3rd is on there, but we were gonna add some items, but maybe that's it. We found out we couldn't
Yeah,
add.
I think that the June 3rd items that were gonna be added are now on the 16th. They're still, the meeting is still,
Meeting's still
going
on. And it has the May 19th agenda item just plugged into the
Yeah.
June 3rd date. So
yep, everything else goes on to the 9th or the 16th.
when I said it was canceled, I think we're referring to the items we wanted to add.
Yes. Yep. We got our work cut out for us this month.
What's that?
We got our work cut out for us this month.
Yes. Next item was a housing study comp plan. I think in the packet. There are these 2 pages. Let me just. Before we leave the river park. And then memo from Kurt to EDA members. They made copies of this real quick for everybody.
I think all that information, Ryland, that was in there is somewhat irrelevant at this point with Mike's information.
It is,
So we should probably just wait to discuss anything else when we have the whole picture.
okay. It probably confused us more than anything.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. It's just a back and forth. We have to figure out what we're gonna do.
Let me make copies of this one.
Last night at 4 AM.
Said he would be, he would send someone here to be here tonight. I remember reading that. He would be, somebody would be here.
Yep.
That's what I remember reading that.
Yep, and then Melissa responded 3 minutes later.
Okay.
Yep.
I tried to stuff and get right into the EDA.
Sharp looking logo.
What?
Sharp looking logo.
I do too.
I actually prefer that black and white version of it, but the color looks good.
Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't put the color one on and say a hat or anything, but it look good stitched in single color on a polo or a.
You put it on embroidered, it makes a whole difference versus doing a t-shirt, wherever, if you do it on a collared shirt and embroider it, up here, it's.
Or have
Totally
it,
different, looks
have
totally
it,
different.
have it embroidered. I don't embroider.
No, I'm saying, well, have it embroidered. I pointed it,
I know.
otherwise up better than the screen on.
Yeah, it looked nice.
Thank you.
So this is the packet regarding, the next item on the agenda was a housing study and comp plan, and Kurt had pulled together some cost. Saw that right? So the housing plan was 20,000.
So I'd like him to go over a little bit more detail of what this plan will bring to the city in our current state.
What's in the final report?
Yeah, I mean, what's in the final report? I mean, with only 2 lots that are truly developable right now, like, and those already being zoned for specific things. Like, what else does the comprehensive plan bring to us? So I haven't I guess maybe I'm missing the value in having these done when we don't actually have growth available to us right now, except for the two lots. So I think it's reasonable to I think we need to dig deeper and really explain like what's the value in this, especially for those amounts.
So when he says we met with the steering committee. For kickoff and strategy session. I guess we had a city engagement meeting 2 years ago. At Fire Hall, where citizens provided input, what we kind of need and so we have our community engagement plan that Rebecca put together
Yeah,
the first year, so. But I agree, I think there's like immediate concern
Mhm.
for the two lots. So let's just
For
get
the
clarification
two
for the
lots.
two lots. So one is the 43 acres, which is over, what's this, oh yeah. Rule 3. So Two Sisters is at here, across the street, this is where Dragon's 54 unit. 14 buildings with 4 quads in each building. So he's gonna start moving dirt yet this year to build the phase of 4 buildings. The last I heard, he's gonna build phase 1, which is 4 buildings right across from Two Sisters.
and those are the quadplex townhomes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are the quadplex townhomes.
Yes. So they're slab 1 level. And double garage, 2 and 3 bedrooms. In the $350,000 to $500,000 range is what we've always been told. Directly across the street is this 43 acre spot. Ari Colas had purchased this. Now he sold that to another gentleman. His name is Grant Washlock from South Dakota. So he's looking at developing this too. The one thing that came out of our planning and zoning codes was a transition area, if you will, for all these homes that have large lots. This was for here, as well as along Riverwood Hills, where we got these big lots. There was a minimum of 20,000 square foot lots,
Yes.
and it was how wide?
It was our current R1 designation was going to be that buffer. But whatever the current R1 is right now, it's gonna spill in.
Our one is 13,000 square foot.
Well, sorry, our current our prior, our prior R1 minimums
Okay,
was the
20,000.
buffer zone.
So that's gonna kind of follow this border here, which was an issue with our area too originally. So we have that to kind of help. So there's what happens beyond that transition line of townhomes. R1 13,000. There's also a plan that the new codes identifies development flex. Development flex is that you could plan smaller lots in there, but it all has to be, it's a complete plan of how you want to develop the whole thing, so.
So back to Dan's concern, the 2 areas that we're looking at already have plans or somewhat of plans to be developed. Why do a housing study plan and comprehensive plan on top of that? Is that what you're kind of
That's what I'm
saying?
saying, until some of this stuff opens up, all this opens up. You know, I don't know the benefit of it currently. I mean, we have this section that's probably going to do something with here, but, and then whatever happens here, but this is all business, right? This, we have no idea about, and then over here. So, I mean,
Yeah,
what I
What you
mean, we
do
could look
have,
at it for 2027, but maybe that's more of a, let's get houses built, let's get some of these things put up and then put the money up and say, okay, well, we now have 54 quads. Did that really meet the requirement, or are we needing to find something different?
In my opinion of the housing study is to help. Depends on how detailed it is, but it kind of helps the developers what the city's looking for. As opposed to what the developer wants to give us, and that may not fit with our community idea of what we want to see.
that's a good point.
So I think that's. And we did get some of that input from the community engagement session we had.
Yeah,
I mean, not everybody likes $500,000 twin homes. I mean, we need something probably less than that too. For the 350 or whatever the case may be, but something less than that, because those are kind of high end, middle to high end amenities, I think, so. Just one other point, and Daniel alluded to, there's this, what was the Oracle Crossing drain field, the white fence here off of Lake Shady Avenue. The gentleman that purchased this also he hasn't purchased this yet, but he's looking at that also to develop into some type of housing. But it's being discussed, but nothing's been signed or anything like that.
Is that up there, when you're showing that, is that up there by the, gas and go?
Housing goes right here,
Okay,
and over here, this is Lake Shady across the street from the RV dealers. Where the People's Cooperative had their drain field here, the white fence. So that's just like our drain field.
well, right, it just goes away.
So it's like 1, 2, 3, we're confident that this is all future here, but this is pretty predictable of something in the next couple of years.
That gal was looking at putting, what you said, those offices there, that stuff right there.
Yeah, Linda King.
Right, yeah, Linda was putting in that was the lower type office that looked like a house, but I guess when I see up in the city, they go down there, they're one story type thing and they're an office, they're a chiropractor or something like that. It's not
Kind
a
of a
big
strip
tall building,
mall.
it's rows of buildings.
This is condos. for lack of better word.
Business condos, I guess that's pretty cool.
And right now, just an update, back in September, we allowed this to be rezoned to B2 for 6 months, and that expired March 15th.
Right, no, I understand this.
So that's,
I was just trying to put it on my head where everything, when you're pointing out where everything is.
Yeah, so currently outside of those, there's nothing that's even brought up to be annexed or developed or anything on that front, so I guess, like, I just wanna see what else is in there, because if we don't really need anybody to come in and say, well, this is what Orinoco needs when we don't have any land to fulfill
Yeah,
those
that's-
needs.
And use
and
the
I-
revenue from developing what we have and the tax revenue from that to pay for something like this down the road.
So we get information and that would be useful for 2028, 2029, something along that, but we don't have any inkling when those other
Yeah.
properties are gonna be.
could be tomorrow.
Could be tomorrow,
So the chart below was just a summary that Kurt put together of the different counties, cities within those counties, what they're offering. And of course, with Orinoco, the one thing we know for sure is the 56 from Dragon, so. As these other properties develop with the gentleman from South Dakota, we'll be able to add to that list, but that's not right now. So I think we'll keep it on the agenda and we'll just bring it back and continue to discuss it with Kurt. We did have money budgeted for 2026. But I thought we had 50,000, which included the CEDA contract. And then pick one to balance out that 50,000 commitment to be used, so. The CEDA contract is like 3,000.
33 to 36, something in there, but I guess where I'm at is like, I just feel very, unprepared to make a decision on either of those with not having any idea of what benefit this actually
That's a fair
gives.
question.
That's really where I'm at. I want more information on it before I can make a informed decision.
I know that Age Friendly is interested in the housing, but the housing is also a part of the comprehensive plan.
Right.
So,
Again, interested in it, but what is the benefit of it? Like, because it can come back and say, we need these things, but if we don't have space to put any of that stuff, and then the question comes back and says, well, why did we spend the money on it?
Agreed.
but it's
So
also,
I personally just feel like I need a lot more information on what this brings to a community to make an informed decision on either of them or none of them kind of situation.
Do we need a motion or something just to keep it on the,
no, we'll just leave it on the agenda.
just keep it on the agenda, just keep moving it down? Say where we at. Okay.
Okay. Last item was, new business. The Greeners Pub Cocktail Lounge and retail store in the front, Shades of Green. They're working on it. It's the building by the post office. north of the-
Yeah, that's awesome.
They got their stormwater drainage pond done now, so they'll probably be paving their parking lot.
Yeah.
So
Looks good.
I have not heard of a date. I just know they've been very active. I know they'd like to be open for Gold Rush. So I think they're,
Every day there's something new going in
Yeah.
or working on. something.
He stopped up with me and wanted to know, I went down and talked to him. He wanted to know when he got his pizza oven, and my forklift, whatever. I didn't understand, realize his pizza oven was 10,000 pounds. I said, my forklift is fine, you'll have to get a telehandler or a load. Get it off the truck to move it inside your building, I guess. I didn't realize pizza ovens were 10,000 pounds. But flipped it off the truck and the crate and everything else. I said I'd be happy to come down and help him out with it.
Heck of an investment in
Yeah.
the community.
But, I've been inside and it's been doing the painting and the crap and whatever. It's pretty nice. It'll be a nice addition.
people downtown or.
Just over the hill from Garland.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you too, Jan.
Special
You're
four-wheeler
down
and golf cart
over
parking
there.
out there and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fox and Fern, that's a building, right next to Ken's building.
Did they buy the front lot of that
No.
too?
Not yet. They call under, I talked with her, I talked with the Herb and stuff like that, and it's a contract for deed, 2 years, whatever, it's kind of a weird arrangement, whatever, but.
So they're not gonna use that for parking or anything?
No, that didn't go with the building. He sold, Herb split those 2 lots off.
There were lots of them.
Well, where do people park for the store?
And she is more of a,
Yeah,
in other words, she designs the flowers, it's just not like, I'm gonna go pick some flowers up today from a flower shop.
right.
My understanding of it is that she, for weddings, it's her studio, she designs everything else, and they make all the stuff there, and
Okay,
then they take it out.
yeah,
So it is like I need to go buy a dozen roses today, I forgot them.
yeah,
She might sell something up, but it's my
Gotcha.
understanding, it was a studio type where she designs and you contractual with her to say, this is what I want for my wedding or whatever event I have, and
And she's moving out. to
Workshop.
Rochester.
workshop, well, yeah, studio, design studio.
Currently in Rochester.
Flowers.
yeah, I've looked at the website, very impressive. It's gonna be nice. Why isn't the corner building across from the post office selling?
I don't know. I know it's up for sale for Tiffany.
Why is it not selling?
Yeah,
Take a walk in it.
really,
It's a trampoline. You walk on the floor.
it springs back
Oh, really?
up.
I've never been inside.
I'm just saying, is that, and I talked a little about it, it's, It's, yeah,
It's falling
it would
down.
need extensive, again, I don't, again, you tear it down or whatever, but the joists or whatever, it used to be a restaurant.
Wow.
That used to be a restaurant, back in the day. I mean, I went to eat breakfast there. It used to be a restaurant at one time, and then the gentleman bought into it. And then he made an apartment, and some guy was living downstairs, he was living upstairs or whatever. But yeah, it's, structurally, I think
It's a big
it
challenge.
has some issues, and when they did, the dynamite or doing something, he claimed they cracked the wall. And so then they had to come back and pay him something, whatever, when they were doing whatever, when they said they close to him, whatever, but there's not a whole lot of, there's not a whole lot of part. He walks out the front door, that is easement.
Mhm.
The side of his building is only 3-4 feet on the side of the building, the rest of that's easement. And they wouldn't, those people wanted to open up when they bought it that time for me, they asked me, and I said, well, did you check on easements, whatever? And you can't drive on your drain field, but now there's no drain field because you would have to hook up the sewer. I don't know if he's got a well there, or I don't think it was ever hooked up to city water. I don't remember if it was hooked up,
I don't think so much yet.
that they were hooked up to city water or sewer, so they can take the drain field back. So there's parking behind the building on that, because you don't have the drain field anymore, but,
Yeah, you're limited.
the one person did want to open a little winery there. What they want to do, but they wouldn't approve it because they said they didn't have any parking. Is one of the reasons why it got turned down, but I have the same as the
It's a corner
building,
lot.
same thing with the old Berg's building. He spent
That
a lot of money on the
river.
roof, he put a lot of money on a roof that. And if he tears that down, 0 lot line, so if you tear the building down, it's two stories that what do you build back on that situation? Because the right of way goes right down alongside his building, so that road that goes down right alongside his building is road right away. And I think at the 0 lot line in the back of that. Anyway, I don't know what they're ever gonna do with that piece of property. Unless the developer comes in and says, I got an idea, and someone could come up with a hell of an idea to put something there. I don't know. But that's the answer on
Yeah,
those
you
two.
could build a speakeasy there.
I wanna
Yeah, there you
to do a tap takeover place with some ice cream. I
It
don't
used
know
to be
who
a
to get a
bar.
hold of for the building, but
It was a bar. It was called Down Under, underneath there, it was called Down Under. Back in,
just have somebody come in from different breweries and rent out your taps for a weekend and bring in all kinds of different beers or ciders or whatever. But that is the issue. I've heard that as well, is that there's easements up to the building, and
the front stairs, you walk out the front stairs, that's easement.
I don't know who to
Yeah,
get
unless
hold
the
of.
city goes in and changes the right of way.
I was gonna say, can that
You have to
happen?
get variants.
That's been talked about. It's huge.
Cause they parked in Berg's.
It can
I
be
mean,
done,
Berg's
it's
had
just
it, they parked out
expense.
front. They pull up when Berg's antique store was there, they parked right in front. You walked up the street. I mean, there was no issue with, oh, you can't do that. No, they just parked it.
Did it?
And well, I mean, they just run a business out of it, and for years it was very successful, Berg's Antiques, so.
Who owns that? Yeah,
I was told one of the family members or something, and again, the money that he put in the roof, I just looked at it, I thought,
I heard insurance required him to put it.
I bet.
insurance was part of that made him do that. Oh, yeah, he couldn't insure a building that's gonna fall down. Cause the water starts to bust it
Guy that
up.
lives east of township. Get there, Mr. Christmas Day. All right, well, that's what we have on our agenda.
Gas and go. Is it coming and going?
I mean, the BP,
The BP, is it coming or going?
question mark,
Yeah, no
Yes.
kidding.
no.
Cause they put gas prices up the other day.
Is that come right from BP herself? Cause
I have no
I stopped the other
idea.
day, I was gonna get 5 gallons of gas and not open. I looked up, and I said, the sign's on.
Last I heard, all they had was like the non-ox boat and lawnmower kind of gas, 2-stroke gas, so.
Well,
But I haven't stopped there,
I did the other night and you couldn't, and
driving across.
they took your credit cards and thank you much. And it didn't do it, thank you for whatever, and the pump's nothing turned on, nothing did, and nobody
Wow.
inside, and I'm thinking, that's a hell of a investment
No.
to
kidding.
purchase and being sitting.
Hmm.
doing that, so I,
Probably don't put your credit card on there again.
yeah, well, I didn't know that, when I saw the gas prices.
He just said that, he put it on there and it said thanks. And
It just said, thank you. I mean, it
Yeah.
come up and you took the pump off and it come up, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's too bad.
they post gas prices sometimes in Pine Island when I drive by there and then sometimes.
And it's closed too still.
It's the same.
Wow. And then one other quick question. When we were getting ready to move to Orinoco, I was talking to the owner of the house that we bought. And she said, yeah, they're out there working on that walking trail, which is gonna go down by the river. Now, so I assumed, oh, that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna live on something like the Douglas Trail here when I moved to Orinoco. Well, we've lived here about 4 years now and it's barely mowed. Is there something really?
So, yeah, they did have a mowing trail. There's no paved trails.
Okay,
There's mowing trails right now.
and that's all it will be, or that's all and that's okay.
The pine behind you is our,
That was your phone.
just a minute. Excuse me. Okay.
Oh, got it. Okay. But there's no money to develop that. It's just a,
The thing with a riverbed like that, when it floods the next time, any blacktop or anything you put in there, it'll be all filled in. And then who's got the money to unfill it all? I mean, it's a riverbed. A dry, you might as well call it right now, a dry riverbed, but that dry riverbed could turn into a,
and it does get
yeah.
deeper.
So this was a plan that was put together back in 2011 when the flood caused the whole lake to drain. This easement is what washed out and just drained the lake. So it was really close to having, there was plans to dredge the lake prior to this flood that happened. So shortly after that, take down here, 2011, they put together this plan of how they were going to develop this lake bed. So, so what's happened now, it's still a plan. So
Now, when you say they, you talking the DNR or?
well, it did belong to the county. Okay, so when we went in and we took the dam out, we put in these weirs, the river was reconstructed to meander versus before it's just like this, a lot of erosion. So we received like $3.5 million. The city maybe split the cost with the county. We got a Lesser Sam's grant and also something from the DNR. The cost for the city was like $60,000 at that time, our portion, majority of the county. So we went ahead and this is an engineered design river now with all the different ripples in it. And in December of 2018, I think it was 17, 18, the county transferred all this land to the city. So Orinoco Park is up here, but now this is all Orinoco Park. It's about 93, 94 acres. So this plan allowed us to start planning, but however, back in the day, these peninsulas, there was a peninsula into the lake here and up here. And when they put in 52, they bought these properties to help with construction of 52. So they bought those properties with bonding bill money. So in 2021, I went to the MnDOT and said, what can we do to purchase those units? We'll just give you a price, $5,000 for these 7 acres. They said, well, we can't do that because we used bonding bill, MnDOT used bonding bill money to buy these properties. So we had to go out. We negotiated, not negotiated very much, but for like $17,000, $16,000, we picked up all these properties and all of this right away goes up to Fifth Avenue. So part of the deal was we'll buy the property, but then MnDOT has to put a fence right-of-way fence along here between the two rivers. And that's right, we're at right now. We bought the property in 2024. And I've been working with MnDOT. It's obviously a low priority and, we bought in November 2024, 25 to get everything done. And hopefully in 2026, they'll put in this right-of-way fence, which would have cost us about $80,000 to fence it. But it's MnDOT's liability.
Mm-hmm.
So until we put the fence in, we're not really promoting this area as far as, that's why this gate is always closed over
Gotcha.
here. People can walk around and everything, but. And so once the fence is in, then I think they will be open to the public. But the idea is to have mowed trails. Kane, our public has mowed a trail in here a couple years ago, and then this trail right through here, past your property below you. Ultimately, we like to have paved trails, like to have a gazebo on this berm. There's a berm that follows the river, so whenever it does flood, the berm and everything sloped on either side of this river, it all drains back into this channel. That's the way it was designed.
Is that the side of the river you were asking about, Kathy? The west side that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening over here. That's nothing, no change there, no change
No, I was just assuming when she said they're putting in a walking trail, that it was some kind of development, you know, but
Boy, that'd be really neat to, that's a nice chunk of land out there.
it
here.
is.
It's got a
Beautiful.
lot of potential. It's just a matter of getting
And
that
getting
stupid
to it.
fence built.
And getting to it.
Well, you
from
can get to it
speaking
under the
that way,
bridges here.
yeah.
Because when they did all the construction, we had to go to MnDOT and say, hey, we want to allow our trucks and contractor people to move, come under the bridges. And so MnDOT allowed us to keep that path there. Bridges.
Just gotta keep people out of our yard.
I was gonna say, you got a canoe landing and scenic overlook in your yard.
Yeah.
So they come up to your house and just knock on the door and say, hey,
Can we just,
Some of the neighbors have said there's been people looking at been poking around, and we call it the river house. Some people call it the boat house, the barbecue house, you know, but. Yeah, whatever. We're not too concerned. I was kind of joking, but.
ever seen people kayaking in here where they will?
no,
This has happened early this spring. There was a guy that came up from, I didn't talk to him, but he came up here and parked in Alice Park and he put his kayak right in one of these weirs. And he would just kind of stay there and kind of pedal through, then kind of go down, then kind of pedal through again.
In this thick of summer, we see some coming from this side. And then a couple of years ago, I saw a Dad of the Year award won by a guy who had, I think he put himself on an inflatable mattress. And he had his kids on tubes on either side or
Oh.
whatever. So yeah, and he came just floating his way down there. So,
wow.
anyway,
That's
that's good.
Ultimately, we'd like to have a bridge across the upper stream here.
Yeah,
That would be nice to have. It's the idea we put it close to the highway because that's the best place for a bridge because of flooding, because the channel's kind of narrow here. So that'd be a good place to put a bridge. But ultimately, this would be a way that the west can connect to the east. I see the
Mhm.
bridge here too, but I think this will probably come before this because it's.
well, thank you, I appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah, kind of have time to make it happen.
All in due
Time
time,
and money.
yeah.
But once the fence is in, I think you'll see more paved, at least mowed paths.
Yeah,
And some signage to allow you where to go. Right. Well, there's anything else you want to touch base on? We'll meet on June the 30th, be our next meeting,
June 30.
5:30.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna put it in my calendar.
Make a motion, meeting adjourned.
Second.
I,
Favor? Say aye.
Aye.
June 23rd is the next meeting.
Is that,
Or the 23rd is the next meeting.
fourth? Okay, I just read what was on the agenda. I didn't look at it, the 23rd.
Yeah,
23rd and the 30th.
correct.
Oh,
That's
of
what I-
June?
Yeah,